This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B, Around the Indoor Football World, Shield TV, and The Big Football Show. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla Hour, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, Bodkin Show, and Spirit of Detroit Podcast. The nightly podcasts are Hallis Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Wrestling Roundup, Skull Gang 365, First and 10 with Foz, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballin' Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, 313 Den Podcast, Puckett, The Guys Huddle, Main Event Football Show, Let's Talk Sports, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, and Off the Rails. Hope you enjoy all the shows and feel free to comment, like, share, and subscribe.
What's up, everybody? Sorry, I'm in the dark. Just trying to share this out. Welcome to another open mic night. It's a little slow. I mean, this is probably the last open mic before we have some actual football. Considering teams start practicing this weekend, the Packers, I think, start Monday. Their quarterbacks and the rookies report in, and I think the Bears, they're already reporting in, and they start actually today. I think they had their first practice. So I know some people are going to come on. We're going to start out slow here, I guess. One-man show. It's never fun. Anyway, I'm excited about getting some football. Everyone's talking about Jordan Love's contract. I mean, you guys can talk about it. Everybody's like, what is with the rumors? I didn't hear the year. I think it was 5 years for 280 or something, or two. I don't know, man. That's why it's called a rumor, because there's no numbers. There's no exact numbers, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're gonna pay whatever it is. We got no choice. I mean, for one reason. I mean, I guess we could always go with a rookie, but or a backup, but we're not going to do that. Jordan Love's shown that he's ready to take over. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's just 1 year, 1 year." Well, I mean, based on history, based on 1 year, I mean, the best 1 year, the best first year. Here we go. Finally, somebody showed. What's up, John?
What's happening, man?
What's up? Talking about the Jordan Love contract. That's all people are. Everybody's like, "There's a rumors." What was it? 5 years.
He's so close, but yet so far away.
Yeah.
Rumor, it'll get done. It's just they're probably just nitpicking this and that.
What's up, Matt? Thanks for showing up, Matt. It's a mercy killing. Well, John's here now, so it's not so bad. One-man shows are never fun, but I don't mind starting out. I knew John was coming. He hit me up, said he'd be here, so I knew he'd show. So it was a matter of time.
I won't miss.
But I mean, bro, Jordan Love's he's gonna be our quarterback. You guys should just get ready for it. It don't matter what the price tag is. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna overpay." I mean, is it an overpay if we get a Super Bowl out of the deal? I mean, is it overpay if we just have, stay at the top of the division every year? I mean,
he already took us to the playoffs already his first year. I mean, what more do you ask?
And based on my experience and my 40 years of watching the Packers play, I've seen this before. When we got Favre, when we got Rodgers, I mean, we've seen the progression. We've seen these guys have these years, and then we trusted them then, and it turned out great. I mean, we're here again. We're back right here where we've been. This is where we're comfortable. This is where I'm comfortable. All these people are like, "How can you just give him that contract?" Oh, I'm telling you how I can do it.
Yeah.
What's up, Woody? There's a Bear fan in the group.
Can you guys hear me or not?
Yep,
yes, sir.
Very fine. Yep.
Just hear you good.
Yeah. Fucking driving with these fucking assholes again.
Oh, God.
Unbelievable.
Are you in Chicago? Are you really in Chicago?
No, I'm Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay, I was going to say, because I lived in Chicago, too. I'd understand why you're saying that.
No, it's fucking welcome to the potholes and the fucking 30 mile per hour fucking drivers. Unbelievable. So what's going on?
Well, we're talking about the rumors of George, because we're about to start camp. Jordan Love reports Monday, and they said the deal is going to be done for him by the time he reports to camp. So the rumors are that it's 5 years, 280, somewhere around there, and everybody wants to know. There's nothing in concrete. I haven't seen anything in concrete.
It's close, but yet so far yet.
Yeah. I mean,
actually, he's in camp because quarterbacks and rookies he's already in camp.
And I'm just making my case on why I think they like it's a no-brainer, but that's me,
Right.
40 years watching this go on, watching them do that with Favre and Rodgers. I believe in it. I believe what we do is what we do. So far, he's had the best season out of all of them. So, fuck. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I'm not looking. Well, I'm looking forward to, but this fucking guy, Caleb Williams, is made a name for himself already and didn't even start yet.
Yeah.
It's fucking ego. His ego shit.
He's definitely got to prove himself, that's for sure. I mean, he's got to win the fans over, and he's got to shut all the doubters out like me.
But this is not how you do it.
Prove us wrong,
I just didn't understand.
I mean, like I said, if he does good, I'll be hey, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. But when you are holding out for a guaranteed rookie contract and open up your fucking mouth like he did, you should. It's just already drama already. Because if I was a player on that team, I'd be like, hello, you're an asshole. You made it to the pros. Be proud, and prove yourself. Plain and simple.
Did you catch Friday's?
Him no.
Did you catch Friday's morning show? Did you catch Friday's morning show?
No. Was one up there?
Oh my Lord, bro! We talked about the whole hour of the tax of why. And why Caleb is doing it, trying to justify why the Divas trying to do this, and we had to go back and forth. He had to have Isaac on, who's a tax accountant, and explain that he can't do it, why he couldn't do it, what the reasons were, and I mean we spent a whole hour on it. Ken refused to move off it. He wants to justify the Divas contract and why he did it. What's up, Sandman?
Well, like I said, he know it all. Okay, and I like Ken. I like Ken. Sometimes we have our differences and stuff, but I wanted to keep Justin Fields first of all. Okay, so if you wanted to keep Justin Fields, people that loved him and shit like that, and you want to go to Caleb Williams, now you're defending Caleb Williams. You never wanted to keep Justin Fields. Sorry.
That's what I said, bro. Thank you. Thank you for making that point. Thank you, because I said the same thing. He was a big-time Justin guy, and he didn't want to move off of him. But his logic is, well, if Poles says it's what it needs to be done, then who am I to argue? I
mean, for Justin Fields, I think what was missing there was a good offensive coordinator. If you had had a right offensive coordinator, I think the Bears would have been a lot better off, to tell you the truth. It's just getting offensive coordinator.
And he can read a defense. Justin Fields couldn't. But that's like I said, like I said last on Wednesday's show, Justin Fields, when he would run with his head down, that's when he was running for his life. That offensive line, we were what, ranked 20th, 25th or whatever, an offensive line, and now they have our offensive line at 12th right now, and the pre stats and stuff like that. And I don't agree with the pre shit either, because they haven't proved themselves.
I don't either.
So
I don't agree with none of it.
Just play the game. Just play the game. That's where you prove it. But
by week four, week 5, everybody's shook out. Everybody knows what they're doing. Most teams are already in. All this talking is bullshit.
Right. I don't even know how you do pre-. Like we do the standings and stuff. And I said Bears will be a clear 3 at 10-7. That's just even though we have the third easiest record, and I keep saying it, we're 10-7. With a third easiest record, you should be better than that. Now they had a stat too that I love the Bears. I've been a Bear fan 40 some years. Okay, so they had that this year when the seeding or whatever comes out, like not the rankings but the spreads, They're saying 5 games, only 5 games, Bears are going to be underdogs this year. I fucking laughed. I had to laugh.
Really.
I'm like, 5 only?
Yeah.
Really? Where the hell are they getting this from?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't agree with it. I don't. But it is what it is. But you never know. That's why they play the games. You know, who knows? It'll be a long shot because like I said, Detroit, Green Bay is going to fight for that division. I say at the end, I think Detroit's going to win by a game or 2 in the division. But who knows? Green Bay can go undefeated. Who the fuck knows? So
I look at that 25, 26 season where it's actually this division would be a lot more tighter with the Vikings, with the Bears, the Packers, and the Lions. It'd be a lot more tighter race.
Right. Yeah. And Vikings, what's up, Yoli? Like I said, Vikings, the offense, they're questioning the quarterback. I say J.J. McCarthy's going to start by week 6, but they're not sure about that. But their defense is scary, believe it or not. Their defensive line is scary.
Yeah.
So
I just don't like their secondary as much, though. I'm not really too fine on their secondary.
Talking about the Vikings.
And plus their 4th round draft pick, the guy they're high on the cornerback, he just passed away of a car accident.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are you going to do there?
They got some holes there. They got. I mean, some people think they might have plugged a few. I mean, I don't know if Danielle Hunter is the same as, was it Turner?
Yeah, Turner.
Dallas Turner. Yeah. And it's fun. It's funny though in the draft when Dallas Turner's name got called by the Vikings, he's like, "Huh?" So it was like an Eli Manning thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to go here.
I'm sure that happens all the time. Guys get drafted by the team they didn't want to be drafted by.
But Dallas Turner could be defensive rookie of the year if he holds out, or not holds out, but if he's up to his standards, he could be defensive rookie of the year.
No, that's Cooper. That's Cooper's.
You think?
That's Cooper's.
Well, we're hoping as Packers fans, we're hoping it is, but
Well, like I said, if you're a homer, you want to think everybody on your team's going to be player of the year. So
you do.
But the thing about Caleb, I'm not set on until you start proving yourself. Just like Rome, Keenan Allen had his best year last year as a slot receiver. Okay. Oh, Rome will be number 2. Well, how the fuck do you know he didn't prove himself yet?
Yeah.
We don't know. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have got a proven wide receiver in Allen, so you know he's gonna what he brings to the table. But I mean, for Caleb to say Odunze is going to be the guy and forget about, I mean, you got DJ Moore, who's a great wide receiver. You got Allen. You're gonna have to spread it around. It's just there's no doubt about it.
But that's the bad thing about having so many superstars on offense is because they're going to knock numbers down from some. I don't think DJ Moore is going to have the year that he had last year. This year, there's no way.
I don't think so.
No way.
I always had a homer take when they're already saying that Cooper has a good chance of making defensive rookie of the year.
Moore was like targeted 60% of the time. It's not going to be that way this year. You guys. I mean, you guys got other weapons. There's no way you're going to target more that many times.
One of my dad's for now, and then
no way.
Sorry, talking to the stepdaughter, and she's a big Eagles fan.
No.
Oh God, a Eagles
she'll be out of the house. She'll be Eagles fan. She'll be out of the house.
At least by start of the season.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like I said, I'm in Pennsylvania. All these Saquon Barkley people, and I keep fucking telling them, I'm like, listen, they have a better offensive line than the Giants. Yes, I agree with that. But he had 2 non-contact injuries, and one of them against the Bears too. So yes, you have a better offensive line, but you got to watch those non-contact injuries. You got to think, you got to ask, why didn't the Giants pick up his 5th-year option? Injuries, which I wouldn't have signed him any. And here's the other thing: the Eagles overpaid for Saquon. Because guess who was going to sign him? I'll give you a guess.
Who?
The Bears. Yes.
Oh, so that was your first choice, not fucking dipshit.
Oh, the fuck no. First of all, he's from Penn State. And second of all, he's injury prone. Don't want that. I'm worried about DeAndre Swift with his injuries. Oh, well, he was behind the Eagles offensive line. A big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. He's injury prone. We have enough injuries. I'd rather just, we have a 3-headed monster in the backfield. I think Roschon Johnson's going to have a breakout year. even though he's probably third on the depth chart. I love Khalil Herbert. He's coming up on his 5th year or 4th year, whatever.
So you don't think they're going to trade? You don't think they're trading one of those guys? That's why they brought Swift in.
Well, the only thing is getting rid of Herbert because of Swift
that's
and stuff like.
I mean, that's why I said it, only because Roschon. He's going to stun his growth having a third running back.
These days, you need like three good running backs. I mean, especially the injuries wise, you got to have at least 3 of them.
Yeah, but I really thought Roschon was going to break out for you guys this year. I mean, he was breaking out for you last year.
Well, because Foreman had his had his period the last couple of games, and he didn't play. So Khalil Herbert picked it up, and Devontae Foreman, he ran good for us, and he, like I said, he had his period. I guess he couldn't get his pad out or whatever. So Roschon Johnson came in pretty good, and he's a beast. He's like a Montgomery, a little bit bigger, but Montgomery's known for breaking tackles and shit like that. But you heard it here. I think Roschon Johnson's gonna have a breakout year this year.
Yeah. All right. Oh well, that's good. I figured one of those guys were. I just thought the Swift thing was like just a mercy hiring.
It's just like Keenan Allen. I think he's a 1-year rental for us.
Oh yeah,
really do.
Well, not if you ask Ken.
I was kind of head scratcher on that one, but
like I said, I love Ken as a guy. As when we do these podcasts for I think 2 years now and stuff like that, I love the way we do a show like on Wednesday. Okay, I said a couple of things on Wednesday. He brings it on Thursday's show when I'm not on, saying that he thought about it and shit like that. I'm ready to comment, and I say, "Yo, Ken, where'd you get that from?"
I know, right?
It's like, come on, dude. But and another thing is that we have Cole Kmet and we got Gerard Everett too as tight ends. Yeah. So those guys, like, let me tell you, if DJ Moore, Rome, and Keenan Allen don't get open, then you got these tight ends. If none of them gets open, you got a fucking problem. You got a problem.
I think Cal Williams is going to do is going to be a tunnel vision to Rome. I think Rome is going to be his go-to guy, and he's going to piss off the rest of the people. And
that's what I don't want, because look what Justin Fields did his first year when he's starting. He favored Darnell Mooney. He favored Darnell Mooney half the time, more than half the time. The goal is for the Bears, when I said, is that the defense has to be off that field. They can't be on the field majority of like 3/4. Yeah. Bears are known for that. 3 and outs got to stop. Mm-hmm. So what's up, A-Dub?
What's up now?
How's it going, A-Dub?
Sorry, you missed me going off. I'm sorry.
I think I've seen a portion of it. And
I'm just saying I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. With him saying that he wants a fully guaranteed rookie contract, holding out for that, and what he said on NFL Network says, "I know what I'm worth." You're worth shit right now until you prove it.
Yeah.
I don't care about college.
And I remember giving my comment before to think for somebody to say that their head's getting too big for their own good. That's
exactly, and that's why I call his head is big, because that's why I call him Chia Pet.
Chia Pet. Well, he kind of looks like a Chia Pet now you say that. I mean,
absolutely. And I hope, and you know what, he can, if he wins, that's great, and he can paint his nails any color for me.
Well, I mean, bro, I don't care that he paints his nails.
And I'm gonna have to be honest. He almost the way he coming off with his personality. He's almost reminding me of what we dealt with when it came to Aaron Rodgers with his final years.
Yeah, but he's already doing his first year.
Aaron Rodgers himself developed a big head and an ego at times when it came to winning.
But did Aaron Rodgers question his rookie contract?
No.
Did he come out and say, "I know what I'm worth"? So if he's putting up a stink now with his rookie contract, what is he going to do with his 5th-year option if we pick him up? What do you think his contract? He's going to be the first one to hold out. Reminds me of Roquan Smith. Let me see it.
No, he wanted more than that, Matt. I mean, we talked about it for like an hour yesterday, Matt. It was
There's no way. No, there's no way.
He
wanted
wanted no guarantees in his contract. That's one of the things he wanted, which nobody's going to give you that unproven guy. I'm sorry.
Right.
Be realistic.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to give an unproven guy that hasn't taken one pro snap a fucking contract that's not – you can't put the franchise tag in. That's
I was
just not
feeling
going
his
to happen.
dad is one that's demanding all this stuff.
But man, he wanted to go into it as like an independent contractor type deal, where he was given the contract as a loan and he could have 10 years to pay it off, so he wouldn't lose the money. I mean, it was some ridiculous thing.
What happened if he got hurt?
I'll tell you what.
Well, that's just it. That's the
even
clause.
Well, I'll just put this question on for you, Woody. Like, even as you have your issues with his personality, when you watch him play on the field, when it came to his college tape, what does that tell you about him in terms of how he can look skill-wise on the field?
Okay, I can. What? Relax.
He's relaxing and
saying, you know what, Greg? Hey, Greg. Greg, I love you too, man. You're still in your honeymoon stage. Take your wife out to dinner and then make love at night, please. Don't come in here and making these comments to me, please. So,
he's on a tear today.
So, A-Dub, your question is, or I'm going to answer that. I'm a big follower of a college and the conferences. This is why I wanted Daniels out of LSU. First of all, you're playing in the Pac-10, okay? And your rival, I know it's only one game, but one game can screw up a season in the NFL, believe it or not. So last year when he played Notre Dame, our rival is Green Bay, of course, and he goes into Notre Dame and throws 3 interceptions in the first half. You cannot do that in a rivalry. So I rather have an SEC quarterback that plays these big games as a Pac-10 quarterback when you're blowing up your fucking game against a rival. I look at USC with their quarterbacks. I think the last really quarterback that worked out was Carson Palmer.
Well, for me,
really?
I don't even think he wasn't even the best fucking quarterback in the Pac-12.
Look what they thought about Matt Leinart coming in. Yeah. Oh, King Lefty. No. So
I remember that
so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Matt Leinart.
So
of course, during that year, I remember Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush came in at the same time, and if I recall, Reggie Bush had a better career than Leinart.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I compare USC quarterbacks to Ohio State. They don't work out. C.J. Stroud is one, and I guarantee the next Ohio State quarterback might work out in like 20 some years.
Yeah.
So
unicorn.
So the answer to your question, A-Dub, everybody's saying, oh, Caleb Williams did a hell of a job with nobody on the team. Okay, look what Tom Brady did when he started open up in New England. He really didn't have anybody. He made every receiver better. If he can come in and do that, but he doesn't have to because of the offensive firepower we have right now. Yeah. DJ Moore proved himself already. Keenan Allen had his best year last year at slot receiver. Cole Kmet is coming on, and we all know about Everett. He's a great tight end. I like him. I like that pickup. So like Ken says, this is every quarterback's wet dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were setting it up. Whether they stay with Fields or not, he was going to have a good year too, I think, with all the talent that they put on there. I mean, you guys added almost every position on offense, bro. I mean, the line,
you almost have to have 8 wins or more. Everything. Otherwise, it's a fail.
Well, John, I said if you don't get the 9 or 10 wins, if you're not over 500, it's all over. And then that's when I get my podcast finally. Woody's right.
I'm gonna be there front row.
Oh man, I'll go to fuck off on that show too.
And I'd say you're right about his situation. Like he doesn't have to worry about making no one else better. He just has to develop it his own way, and he's got the veterans to help him.
USC does not have a crappy QB history. Okay,
does have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he says does have a crappy QB, but history does indeed change. That's what he's trying to tell you. He's trying to say keep the faith.
When? Well, how long ago was Matt Leinart?
He's making the same point. Is
That
on
was
paper,
so
this is the best
overrated.
offense ever.
The media overhyped him up, man. They took him and
I think they
overhyped
did
him
too,
up.
but,
Yeah,
I mean, he was
like
the
I said,
best
Well,
quarterback in the Pac-12 last year.
the best way that happens, Greg, depends on the situation the QB falls into as well as the system.
true.
that's why I wanted nobody wanted Daniels. I wanted Daniels, and there was a slight chance of them getting Daniels on draft day, and I was like, oh my god, please, oh my god, because you got to think, USC was with Kingsbury. Kingsbury worked with Caleb, so I thought there was that chance. That's why Kingsbury didn't take the Vegas Raiders job, because Washington needed a quarterback. I'm like, oh yes, but no, they fucked it up and picked Caleb.
Yeah, and of course Jaden Daniels had some star teammates around him that made it in the first round with him. Those two receivers he had,
Neighbors,
Brian Thomas
Neighbors,
Jr. and Malik Neighbors.
Yep, absolutely. But well, like I said, I'll be the first one to admit I was wrong. But until up to now, what he's been, what he said, and I guarantee something with his contract had to be something about an injury clause. I think that's what that's what signed him in the last second. But like I said, when you go in and say I know what I'm worth on NFL Network, something's wrong.
Mike Florio, the lawyer for the NFL Network type.
Yeah, the lawyer. Yeah, that's probably his lawyer.
That's too, bro. That's
another thing too. You got to talk to my lawyer. My lawyers are dealing with it. They can't deal with it. They can't. They got to deal with Caleb himself. That's it. That's all.
Maybe he needed that money to pay his lawyers. I have no idea. But and to top it off is that he got a $20 million from nil. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Bro, you know what? I couldn't get Ken to agree that as a fan, you just want Caleb to come in, shut his fucking mouth, get to work, stop talking about his lawyers. I mean, you want to say all that? Fine. Just say, look, I told my lawyers, my team of lawyers, to have it done so I could be ready for the start of camp, so I don't have no distractions. He didn't say none of that.
He wants
the distraction. He wants the attention. He wants the diva-ness. Yeah. He wants that.
But you notice something. You don't see any pictures of them working out. No pictures of them working out.
No pictures working out.
You got Rodgers. I mean, you got Love. You got Fields. You got everybody else working out. Get posters. Beefing up and working in the gym. You don't see no pictures of that.
There's another Bear fan chiming in. It's all he's done.
You don't see no pictures of him working out.
Any Bears fan that's watching this show right now, please tell me somebody agrees with me out there, because I'm getting stomped on. That means I got to defend myself. That's why I make them quiet.
I agree with you. As a fan, I fucking agree. I would be mad as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's telling me that you want to.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, he's diva.
David White was all on Justin Fields, and now
I know he was. You were a Justin Fields guy too, bro. I remember that.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Ken guy. He's a Ken guy.
Yeah, I don't fucking agree with it. That's just me. Maybe I'm over exaggerating.
Oh, he's saying that Caleb didn't say anything. He's saying,
oh no, he didn't. Okay, I got you. Okay,
he didn't come out and say, I know my work. I don't like you said it.
Well, how's this for another question for you, Woody? I don't know if I got a clear answer from any of you guys about this, but I asked before that if you would have kept Justin Fields going into this season, would the expectations from y'all be that Justin Fields would have to get y'all in the playoffs this coming season if he stayed another year?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He had his chances. He had his chances. This was what I thought. They fired the whole coaching staff but Flus, probably because he brought it on the defense at the end of the year. Great, whatever. So I thought with them firing all their coaching staff is that they're keeping Justin Fields. And soon as Pittsburgh traded Kenny Pickett to the Sheagles, I knew it right away. Justin Fields is going to Pittsburgh. But yes, definitely this year, I wish they would have kept him. I really do. But yeah, this year would have been the year to get in the playoffs. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, because I was saying it was all. I had heard all about I mostly been hearing it from Bear fans that Fields was on the trajectory, like he kept improving his game. But I'm sure most Bear fans had to ask themselves, how soon before we see Justin Fields have that firsthand experience in the postseason? Like, how soon before we see him show what he can do in the playoffs? I'm sure that had to be rolling in the back of most of y'all's mind.
Yeah, but like I said, I can even go, and I was quarterback 13 years for my gentleman's league here in the Lehigh Valley. And if I had that team, and I can win with the Bears with this team, with all these receivers and stuff. Oh my God, yeah.
It's loaded.
You know what? Justin Fields is probably pissed off and upset right now because of the firepower that the Bears have right now. And he is fucking up in Pittsburgh. That is a report saying he's not doing good in Pittsburgh.
Well, so David's saying that there's no quote out there of him saying, he's saying, find the quote. He's challenging you, Woody. So, I mean, I remember you came on that day, and I thought they said that he said it on the Mike Florio show. So I don't know.
He did.
Oh, he says why Fields sucks. But I remember you saying that you wanted to keep Fields, David. I mean, I was in a back chat with you, bro, and you were high.
Don't challenge me because I would no fucking way. Nope.
I'm just saying that's what he's saying. He's like, show them the quote. He's like, he doesn't, and now he's saying Fields sucks. You flip.
You can find your own fucking quote. You can find your own fucking quote.
Google, man.
Yeah, you could
go Google.
But Caleb isn't going to do it. So he's.
I'm glad.
I'm quarterback. Oh, he's saying he's a minuscule improvement. So he's a slight improvement over Fields. Okay, all right. I mean, that's fair.
I agree. I might agree with that.
Yeah,
because Caleb can read a defense, but like I said, that was in college. Okay, and I know Ken.
Oh, he's saying, look, he's like Ken. His mind's changed. He's like Ken. His mind's changed.
Oh God,
I love it.
Jesus,
I love it, bro.
Even the only thing when Ken said OTAs, they benched Caleb Williams twice during OTAs.
I know.
Hey, and that's a guarantee. Find that fucking quote. That is true.
There was one. He had seven interceptions in one, and they benched him.
I think what the Bears actually should do is actually start or go get Tannehill, start him this year, and then have Williams start next year after he sits a year.
I agree with you, David, 100%. He had a minuscule improvement from year 2 to year 3, and but that's Ken's argument. Ken's argument is he had improvement, he never regressed, so therefore we should stay with him. He hasn't shown any negative slide or anything, but he never showed that he could actually step up and do. Exactly. I mean, he never hit 3,000 yards. He never hit 30 touchdowns. I mean, these are things you got to do as a pro. At least hit 3,000 yards, man.
Yeah. If the Bears fans out there think Caleb Williams getting 4,000 yards, I'll bet you any money. And you heard it here first. And I'll come back to you again and say, Woody, remember he said that about Caleb Williams?
5 times. It's only happened like
there you
4 or
go.
5 times. Yeah, I mean, it's only that's it.
Never. Bears never had a Bears never had a 4,000 yard quarterback. Never.
Yeah, and I said before, and I'm sticking by my word on it. Like, if Caleb Williams becomes the first QB to do just that, I'll have more respect for him.
Yo, facts, 100%, bro. I'm not knocking the guy. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of shit going one way and a lot of shit going the other. I mean, it's all you got to come down and play and show us, man.
What Caleb Williams got to win the fans over is actually the first game we played against the Packers and beat us. That would win over the fans.
That'll win a lot of fans over if you beat the Packers. Holy shit.
Oh.
No, I mean, it's due. One of these times they're going to beat us.
Well, that's not till the middle of the season. By then, Woody, you'll have your mind made up. It's week 11 when we see you guys.
I'll have my mind made up at fucking week 2.
I'm sure.
But I have to go back inside. I got to change.
Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. And if all the Bears fans, anybody has any questions, just inbox me and I'll show you the fucking quote. So
there you go.
Have a good night, fellas.
Have a good one, man.
Thanks, buddy.
See you later, Woody.
He's a fucking straight shooter, man. I love it. I love having Woody on. Go Pack, go, Don.
Man. Go Pack, go.
Yeah. And you know what? As I jumped on here, I wanted to address that conversation y'all had pertaining to Minnesota about what kind of team they had.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not sold on their QB situation at the least.
No.
Like when it comes to where they stand, I can only see JJ McCarthy. Hey, Yoli. I could only see JJ McCarthy becoming what Kirk Cousins might have was for the most part of his time with the Vikings, which is a game manager at best. And that might be all he may learn behind Sam Darnold for the most.
Yeah.
If Sam Darnold even tries to play his best football.
Yeah, and I'm not sold on their secondary either. I mean, they'll have a good pass rush and stuff like that. They got good under offense. They got good weapons. You just got to get a decent quarterback. I tell you, I would have Tannehill.
Give him anybody besides DJ Moore.
I mean,
are you sure about that? Because there have been occasions where I've watched some film on Justin Fields, and he has missed so many occasions where his receivers could have been open, but he ain't making all the reads that he's supposed to make.
Well,
he missed some occasions where other guys besides DJ Moore was open. In fact, I've seen much of that from the Tampa Bay game.
Yeah, Mooney sucked. Mooney sucked last year. He was supposed to be your guy.
Mooney has moments, but
yeah, but it wasn't that. I mean, he was I think they lost. I think Fields lost faith in him right off the bat. I think that's what happened.
Well, here's the thing about Mooney. I wouldn't say Mooney is a bad receiver, but Mooney is not a true number one.
No.
That's my only argument with him. Like, yeah, he has his moments, but the thing is, you cannot count on Mooney to be a true number one receiver. That's not his thing.
Who did Mooney go to?
Oh, Mooney's with Kirk Cousins in Atlanta.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I think he'd do all right there.
Hmm.
Yeah, look, man. DJ Moore, he got 60% of the targets last year. He was like their only. Everybody's like he had a career year. That's because he was like their number one. I mean, he caught everything was thrown his way. He was getting the check down guy. I mean, he got a lot of yards after the catch. I mean,
yeah, Mooney may have had that career year, but my question is, who was ahead of him on the depth chart at the time? Allen Robinson. That's who, and I'm sure that's who most people were paying most attention to as far as your top receiver back then.
But here's my point on this, Matt. You're right. Fields didn't have anything, but that was the design of your GM polls. He took over. He fucking cleaned house, got rid of all the talent, dumbed it all down to get all this fucking money, and then rebuilt it. It takes more than 1 year to do that, bro.
Yeah.
Some of the receivers I remember Justin Fields had to make stars out of before DJ Moore came over there. The most he had was Darnell Mooney, Allen Robinson, and Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
We all know all three bombed, and I don't even think any of other than Mooney, he's the only one I think playing somewhere. Is A-Rob playing anywhere? I don't think so.
If he is, he's not playing. He ain't going to be very high on the depth chart anymore.
Oh, wait, I guess Claypool is playing somewhere, but I mean.
Oh, Claypool's with the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills.
Yeah, he's with the Bills.
He had good camp. He's a good camp fucking.
Yeah, but he had a good camp last year in Chicago, too. Yeah. So Chicago was anointing him the guy.
Yeah. He was great. He was great at when he was camp.
If I recall correctly, Allen Robinson is probably with the Steelers right now.
Oh, is he still playing? I didn't know if he's still playing.
I think after that he went to the Rams, I think, for a while. I think it was Rams.
Yeah, he was part of the Rams for
I can't believe we were trying to get him at one time. I can't believe it.
Chase Claypool, yeah.
It wasn't bad.
I agree, bro.
Yeah, we had that moment, but the thing was like the Bears outbidded us by giving up their second round pick.
That's right. That was the same year we were trying to get him. I remember, but that was by design, bro. I mean, I'm sorry Fields didn't have any help. Fields wasn't also supposed to go out in that first year. You know, the Red Rider was supposed to not get hurt and play so he could sit behind and learn something. He got thrown into it. You guys should have went out and found another veteran, crappy guy to keep Fields safe.
I mean, that's the thing about when people talk about Love.
At the time,
Jordan Love had to work with last year. All rookies.
at the time that they were trying to do that, they had Andy Dalton.
Yeah, Andy. That's what I mean. The red rifle, whatever you want to call his dumbass.
Red Rifle, yeah.
That's what they call him. Or he's got a weird ass name. I like. Man, what kind of nickname is that? But I mean, yeah, he sucked. And
here's the
Bear
thing:
fans wanted Fields to start.
Andy Dalton was not much of a slouch when he was a starter with the Bengals for a time. That's where he got the name.
I never thought he was any good.
What I think the Bears should actually do is actually sit Williams for a year, went out and got Tannehill or have Bagent play. You know what I mean? That's what I would have done.
Here we go.
Throwing Williams out to the Wolves, I mean, it's kind of like, man.
What's up, JB?
What? God, I was fighting with the browser. It didn't want to allow access to my camera, so I had to use the camera. And
there's Greg leaving a message for Woody. Woody's not here, Greg, but he, let's see. The Bears are competing for a wild card spot or even in the division. Would you feel okay with trading for Matthew Judon? As a Lions fan, I want him as well if our edge opportunity for Hutch aren't panning out by week 5.
Well, that Patriots.
I actually said if I was going to make the trade for Matthew Judon, the guy we could trade and put a pick with to lessen the draft pick flow would be John Cominsky. He's a little younger than Judon. He puts out decent production for the snaps he's on the field. You could trade him and package either a 4th or 5th rounder with him and probably get Judon. And it would lessen, and it saves cap money to get rid of Cominsky, but you'll be spending some of the extra cap we have to get a guy like Judon who stays healthy, stays on the field, and has a much better production rate than Marcus Davenport, who has great production rate, but only gives you 6 games a season.
Yeah.
Do you guys disagree with that at all? As far as I'm concerned with the Lions?
I mean, you guys, are you guys talking about a trading in between the division? I mean, that's what he's saying.
Matthew Judon plays for the Patriots.
What
I'm saying is if Minnesota doesn't get him, I want the Lions.
Yeah, I get it.
You guys definitely could use it, especially go alongside Hutchinson. Yeah, I mean,
Then
that front line would be the best, I think, in
better.
NFL, I'll tell you the truth. With Reader and
yeah, because if you look, PFF even said the best interior defensive line duo in the league right now is Reader and Aline, if both are healthy.
If healthy. That's a big if healthy.
Yeah, it's a big if. It's a big if. I get it.
A lot of guys.
Remember, unlike other guys that had hurt the same leg, it's different calf injuries with Reader.
Yeah.
So it's not a tendency that he's hurt all the time. He's actually played more seasons than he's been hurt.
But he's getting up there in age, and he had 2 tears in that same. But no, two opposite legs or arm, leg, whatever. But 2 and 3 years. That's not his age is up there. It's like
years in a row though. There was 2 years in between them.
But if you could save him until the playoffs, then like you know.
Yeah, you could make Marcus Davenport and Matthew Betts situational pass rushers, along with Houston that can rotate out to the Sam because he's more the size of a linebacker, while Hutchinson and Matthew Judon take the bulk of the starting snaps, because Judon plays the run and the pass well, as far as pass rushing and stopping the run plays. So you'd have 2 guys that can do that, because Hutchinson's been the best one at stopping the run in the defensive end room.
You guys have the cap room for Judon?
We have 34.5 right now.
Why aren't you making a play for him, Jeremy?
Why? And I'm not the GM.
I understand, but why aren't they making a play for him?
Because they have said that they like our room right now, the way it panned out with the OTAs, even though Davenport wasn't there. They saw some promise with the guys that are there in Pascal, Betts. Houston isn't there yet, too, and that's why I'm in that camp.
I know Houston's had a flash, but I really haven't seen him live up to his
rookie year.
He got hurt because they put him out in coverage on Noah Fant, and he rolled his ankle covering Noah Fant, and he chose to come back into that game himself. He said, "Just tape it up. I'll go back in." He goes back out in the next special teams play in that kickoff, and he broke his ankle because it was a high ankle sprain running.
Oh,
So what do you think? I think for the Lions,
That's why he hasn't passed a physical. That's why he hasn't been for rehab yet. And I've been trying to say that. I sit there and said, if he doesn't pass a physical, he's going to start out on the PUP list just like he did his rookie year with the injury he had when he went to the combine for the HBCU.
Yeah. Taking up a roster spot, bro.
Right. So if you put him on the PUP list, he doesn't take up a roster spot, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I get it.
And you tell me, would you rather have a guy that can relieve Hutchinson for the 9% he misses plays? Or would you rather have Matthew Judon that could play almost as much as him at 75 to 80% of the plays?
Yeah.
I look at it realistically. I don't expect a lot out of Davenport, and I've said right now with the reports I've seen out of OTAs, there's a 60% chance, a 55 to 60% chance he doesn't even end up the starter if he comes back healthy.
Yeah.
Because how good Betts has looked in OTAs. But at the same time, that's only 3 down linemen or 1 down lineman. It isn't the same as when it's 11 on 11s. I want to see more at 11 on 11s, which I found out I couldn't get credentialed for the Lions today to be at home games yet. It's harder to get the team stuff than it is to get the NFL credentials to be at the draft, and that makes no damn sense to me. So my publisher said, well, I'm going to help you out to get you more of a body of work covering football games. He's reaching out to SVSU, which is Saginaw Valley State University, where Jeff Janis and Trevor Nowaski came from, that's been drafted, because they do well in that GLIAC Division II and actually have made it into the finals before. So I might be, as of next week, the beat writer for the Saginaw Valley State University Cardinals as well.
Well, that'd be cool, man. Congrats, man.
Nice.
And then I personally, Monday, am going to talk to JUCO College in the division up here in the Midwest Division. 2 out of the last 3 years has been won by Mott Community College. I'm going to go to their athletic department and see about covering them, too.
There you go. You're busy man.
That way, if Saginaw's not at home and I don't want to have to travel, I can just go to the Mott game at home right here in Flint.
Sure.
I mean, that makes sense to me, a 5-minute drive down the road or a 30-minute drive down the road. I mean, that's what I got for both colleges.
That's cool.
But I'm doing the Mott one on my own. And I'm just going to show them what I've wrote about the Lions and about roster breakdowns and stuff like that I've done, and say, this is my body of work so far over the last 2.5 seasons. What do you think?
You're an accomplished dude. You're really smart about it. You're going to do great, man. That's awesome, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I'm going to talk to is that if they like the way I gave scouting breakdowns, you guys have seen some of the stuff I wrote about scouting, and I haven't been wrong.
Yeah.
To see about possibly being the guy that helped them put together tape for their players before they try to go to the combine. Because you remember there's the Green Combine in Indy, and then the next week later there's that whole Division II, Division III junior college combine that nobody attends. The goal is to have me there attending that combine, interviewing players next year.
Wow, bro. Congrats.
So things are moving in the right way for me.
Yeah.
Once you get that, if you're doing the film, that means scouts will actually come and say, hey, what do you think of this guy?
Yeah, bro.
That's what I'm hoping for, to get into the actual scouting end of football.
You want to go be a scout for the Lions. You know you do.
Yes, I do. I would.
Yeah. You do. You want to be personally responsible for bringing in the talent.
Well, hey, then maybe Holmes won't bring all these injury-prone players in.
Well, bro, at least if that happens, we can say we know you. So there we go.
Right, and it also puts legitimacy on Huddle Sports Network too.
Yes, I love it.
Say what you want; it helps all of us to grow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Greg loves it too. Hell yeah,
because
man.
I called. I said if they don't protect Trevor Nowaski for the entire season by bringing him up to the active roster and keeping him there, he would not be on the roster come the end of the season. And we brought him up on the roster when we used him for depth, but he only got out on special teams a couple times. I think he only played like 10 snaps. When they put him back on the practice squad, guess who swooped him up?
Yeah.
Arizona.
Well,
And now he's on.
yeah,
Now he's
when
on
I'm
their starting D line.
sorry, but I'm thinking about a question I once saw from Greg that I felt was a good one to answer, and I never answered it personally, but he was asking all real fans, what player disappointed you the most? What player that was drafted disappointed you the most that you expected more from when they came into the league?
Like
It could
from
either be
this
your
draft or
team,
last draft? You're talking
either
about the
Any
last
draft,
either
any draft, any
either
draft.
either
any draft. So
anybody.
all time. Okay.
All
If
time,
you're going
Yeah.
all time, it's Charles Rogers, Joey Harrington, Andre Ware for me. Those three in particular. And then you got to throw in Eric Ebron being drafted over Aaron Donald. And you got to throw in Terry Fair being drafted over Randy Moss.
Wow. Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah,
when
I
we
got
did
you on
that,
that.
I was like, oh, wow, we picked a punt returning corner.
Well,
that could
those are
barely
big names.
cover.
Aaron Donald. You said Aaron Donald got picked over Aaron Donald. Wow.
Yeah, Ebron.
Well,
LA Rams picked him
I'm
3
sure.
picks later.
If I had to answer the question, I'm quite sure this one wouldn't surprise anybody in my fan base. And I'm sure many Packer fans feel the same. But one of the most disappointing draft picks we could have had was taking Kevin King over T.J. Watt.
Yeah, definitely.
There's only one that I'd rank for Packer fans above that, and I'm going to say it right now: Tony Mandrich over Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
That's definitely number
Over
one.
Barry Sanders. Yeah, over Barry Sanders. That
was number one right there.
Yeah.
Because you
That's
guys
always
took
gonna
him
be number
first
one.
pick overall, right? And the Lions took Barry at second, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it went?
Mhm.
So everybody says, why do you know so much about other teams? Why do you pay attention to them? I said, how do you think I give good game reviews? It's called Know Thy Enemy.
And it's also a division on top of it. When they ask me that, I'm like, bro, it's the division rival. How if there's any teams you want to know, it's your rivals.
Exactly.
And as much as we all want to say how good the weapons are, and I'm going to be as honest, no homer take right now. As much as we say how good the weapons are in the running back room and everything else for the Chicago Bears, the O-line only looks good on paper.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look, they only got marginally better at each position compared to where their starters last year were ranked. They only went 5 to 10 spots higher. Well, when you're ranking in the bottom 50 and you go up into the 40s, that's not that freaking good.
And we all got a front seat for watching Ken Dobbie go off the rails this year when he sees how he's convinced this. Oh my Lord!
I think they should just take Williams. Let's sit for a year.
When I've been watching, many times I've watched Bear games, and I've always watched that offensive line before, and I've always thought their biggest weakness will be mostly in the middle, more so than what's on the outside.
Yeah, and they fixed the outside last year by getting Darnell Wright. Say what you want, Darnell Wright looks legit. So
yeah,
he looked better. It made him better.
And it made him better because Justin Fields wasn't getting killed and fumbled all the time every time he went outside the pocket because he was able to travel with them. He had the lateral agility in the football to be able to do it.
And Bear fans pointed it out that the majority of the sacks Justin Fields took came when he was outside of the pocket more so than inside.
Well, he held on the ball too long.
He checks down a lot too.
That's because as soon as the pressure started to break down in the middle, he ran out of the pocket because he's a one read and run quarterback. That's why DJ Moore and Cole Kmet became their best receivers. Darnell Mooney, who's an okay receiver, don't get me wrong. I don't have him in my top 10 or even my top 15, but top 25 maybe. Would you agree with that?
The
year before they got DJ Moore, he was 100% a top 25 wide receiver.
Yeah. And I just mentioned before, in most offenses, he's not a true number one.
No.
He wasn't consistent. He was up and down. He was very inconsistent.
And I say top 25 for a reason, because top 25 is where some of your really good number twos dip in to that wide receiver room, is what I'm saying. After 20, you start seeing some wide receiver twos that are outperforming ones on other teams. I mean, that's just
like you can either call them guys either a 1A or a 1B.
Right. The 1A, 1B, or a 2. is what they are at that point. You start once you get to 20 to 25, you start seeing that shift where, oh wow, look, that guy's number one isn't as good as this 2 was for the other team. You know what I'm saying? We see it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. 100%.
And hey, when we talked about Caleb's contract, and I'm not talking about Friday where it was the cock gobbling fest.
Yeah, yeah. We're not doing that.
I'm talking about when it happened, because Jaden Daniels signed his at 37 the week prior.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's the second pick overall, which means it's 1.5 to 2 million higher automatic for Caleb Williams is available as the first pick.
Yeah.
And JJ McCarthy tries to sit out to get as much money as Caleb and Jaden, not understanding that it's not a positional value pay.
Yeah.
It's by draft position value.
Yeah.
So if you do that math, 1.5 to 2 million less per pick, it was going to be between 15 to 20 $million lower.
Like 19 or 18 million difference. Yeah, that's what it was.
And I called it on the first day of Caleb's contract. I said, watch, JJ's will be 15 to 20 million lower than what Caleb is. And it's not because they think he's a bad talent. It's because that's what the pick position is worth.
That's where you get drafted. That's where you get paid at. Yeah.
Right. And I found out that was a rumor. It isn't true. Dallas Turner isn't signed yet.
Oh, so he's not. He's got till when do they? I mean, rookies they all report Monday, right? Monday.
They reported today for most teams. It's reported.
Rookies got come in already. Yeah.
Yeah, because Tuesday it was the Texans, the Jags, and one other team, and the Texans. Even their vets reported Tuesday. Their entire team reported the game.
Yeah, usually it's your quarterbacks and your rookies.
Right.
Well, the Texans are in the Hall of Fame game. They get them and the Bears get to start a week early from everybody
I think that's
else.
the other team it was. So, but it's not that you can't take place in team activities. But I believe until you sign your contract, you have to sign a waiver. You won't sue the NFL or the team to be able to be on the field during that time for training camp.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you're covered if you get injured. Like if you get seriously injured, I don't know if he's covered.
Right. I think that if they, because of the way these are 100 to 75% guaranteed salaries in the first round, that's what we've seen. For the last 3 years now since they've been doing it this way.
Yeah.
So I think they still get their contract, but what changes for them is they get that lower end of the guaranteed money when they're the first pick overall if there's an injury, right? Any type of injury. If you look, Anthony Richardson was the 5th pick last year, so he should have only been like $10 million less than Bryce Young. Yeah. He had a small injury during the offseason in camp. Remember that? And had to miss a week. That's why he had a 75% guaranteed contract.
All right, man. Well, we're almost done here. The last couple of minutes. You want to plug your show, Jeremy?
Well, you guys all know what it is. It's Lion Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. every day at noon, Monday through Friday. Then you got the Lions Fan Cave Chat at 9 p.m. on Friday. And there isn't a show that follows me, so every now and then I run over an hour. So I guess that don't work. And then on Sundays, we got the new show, which is the NFC North and NFC East Power Hour, because my co-host, Dan Leonard, is a Giants fan. So we go over the news for both divisions, and we try to invite fans of all 8 teams in, because that's what it should be. You should be able to be open to all teams, and it's an open mic. So if you want to be on, and it's not a trash the other team one, because I don't like doing that. Mine is a factual base. Let's talk about the news. We can give our opinions and trash it that way on that.
Yeah, I got it.
That's fun. And of course, I'm on the South.
Notice that he was looking at me when he was saying that.
Because if you ever jump in, I want you to be the trash guy. You can have your background. I'm good. We have our discussions and we know where we stand now.
Yeah.
And when I say something factual, you're like, shit.
Well, you can catch the other 3 of us on the Frozen Thunder Network on Mondays and Fridays at 7 o'clock Central. And you can catch me and John sometimes on the Sunday mornings on the Red Zone Rant. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. All right, guys. Thanks for coming.
Go back, go.
See you next time.
One pride.